Hey there, ready to unlock some serious financial secrets.
Hmm.
We're diving deep into Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh,
We're
cool.
talking wealth building strategies, the whole 9 yards. But
Yeah.
get this, we're looking at the original Chinese version.
Oh, wow.
It's like getting an insider's look at how these principles play out in a different culture.
Yeah, that's fascinating. The Chinese context adds a unique layer to Kiyosaki's ideas,
Right.
especially his critique of that traditional work-for-money mindset.
See, that's what I'm really curious about.
Yeah.
Because most of us, we grew up thinking good education equals good job equals wealth.
Right.
But Kiyosaki throws this curveball with his whole two dads approach.
Absolutely. It's like he's holding up a mirror, right?
Yeah.
Showing how two people from the same background can have completely different outcomes.
Yeah.
Just based on their mindset about money.
And their financial decisions.
Exactly. His poor dad, highly educated, really struggled financially.
Yeah.
But his rich dad, high school dropout, builds an empire.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So how does he start teaching Kiyosaki and his friend Mike about money?
Right.
Because I heard it involved a pretty unconventional first lesson.
You're thinking of the 10 cents an hour job,
Yeah.
cleaning shelves, stocking groceries.
Really?
Not exactly glamorous work.
No.
Kiyosaki and his friend Mike are expecting,
Right.
some grand scheme,
Yeah.
the secret to riches.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they're stuck with menial labor for practically nothing.
Wow. So there had to be a method to the madness. What was the rich dad hoping to accomplish?
It was all about pushing their buttons,
Yeah.
making them experience that feeling of being trapped in the rat race.
Oh.
Like he wanted them to feel that frustration, that sense of working their tails off
Yeah.
for a tiny reward,
Yeah.
and really grasp that the traditional path
Mhm.
of trading time for money
Yeah.
often leads to a dead end.
So he wasn't just trying to be harsh.
Yeah.
He was giving them a taste of reality that most people never escape.
Exactly.
Working for money out of necessity instead of having their money work for them.
You got it.
Oh.
And this experience was designed to spark a fire in them, to make them crave financial freedom
Right.
so badly that they'd be willing to challenge the conventional wisdom.
Okay, and that's where the concept of assets versus liabilities comes in, right?
Exactly.
He wanted them to understand the difference between something that takes money out of your pocket
Yes.
and something that puts money in.
Exactly. The rich dad hammered this point home.
Mm.
Assets put money in your pocket, liabilities take money out.
Okay.
He wanted to challenge those common misconceptions like thinking a house is always an asset.
Oh, okay. I can already imagine the arguments.
Oh, yeah.
Most people see their house as their biggest asset.
Right.
How did Kiyosaki's rich dad explain that a house could actually be a liability?
Well, he acknowledged that it's a common belief.
Okay.
But then he'd ask, is your house putting money in your pocket or is it taking money out?
Oh.
And he argued that unless you're renting it out and generating positive cash flow, a house usually drains your resources.
Okay.
Mortgage payments, property taxes, maintenance, you name it. Those are all expenses
Yeah.
that take money out of your pocket month after month.
So instead of pouring your money into something that takes it away,
Yeah,
Kiyosaki's rich dad wanted people to focus on acquiring assets
exactly.
that generate income.
Things like rental properties, businesses, or even royalties from a book or a song.
Okay.
Those are assets that can generate passive income, putting money in your pocket even while you sleep. That's what he meant by making your money work for you.
I'm starting to see how this all ties together. It's not about just working harder.
Right.
It's about working smarter, about creating a system where your money generates more money.
Precisely. It's like planting a seed and watching it grow. You invest your time and resources up front,
Yeah.
but then the asset continues to generate income over time.
And this is where his ideas about corporations really blew my mind. I used to think corporations were just for like big businesses,
Right.
but Kiyosaki paints a very different picture.
He saw corporations as a really powerful tool for building wealth,
Okay.
particularly for taking advantage of legal tax benefits.
Yeah.
He argued that the rich don't use corporations to dodge taxes,
Right.
but rather to play by a different set of rules,
Okay.
one that most average people aren't even aware of.
I remember him saying something like, the tax system rewards those who understand it.
Yeah,
And he used the example of deducting business expenses. Can
Yeah.
you elaborate on that?
absolutely. Let's say you own a corporation
No way.
and you need to travel for a business meeting.
Okay.
The cost of that trip flight's meals accommodation can be deducted as a business expense,
Right.
reducing your tax burden.
Right.
It's like the government is subsidizing your business growth.
That makes sense. So it's not about evading taxes.
Right.
It's about understanding the tax code and
Yes.
using it to your advantage legally and ethically.
Exactly. It's all about financial intelligence. Kiyosaki argued that most people are playing checkers with their finances, while the wealthy are playing chess.
Wow.
They're thinking several moves ahead,
Right.
using strategies that minimize their tax liability and maximize their wealth.
So how can someone learn to play financial chess instead of getting stuck in the checkers game?
Right.
It seems like most schools don't really teach this stuff.
You're right. Traditional education often falls short when it comes to financial literacy.
Yeah.
That's why Kiyosaki stressed the importance of taking control of your financial education, seeking out mentors, being a lifelong learner.
It's like that old saying, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Right.
You need to surround yourself with people who
Exactly.
are already playing the game at a higher level.
Absolutely. Seek out mentors,
Hmm.
read books, attend seminars, do whatever it takes to immerse yourself in the world of finance
Yeah.
and learn from those who have already achieved success.
It's like Kiyosaki is saying, don't settle for just a paycheck, learn the rules and write your own check.
Exactly.
But he also emphasized that it's not always easy, right?
There are going to be challenges along the way.
He talked about those thorns,
Yeah.
the fears and doubts that can hold you back from actually achieving financial freedom.
Oh, okay.
Like that fear of failure or the fear of making a mistake and losing money.
And that fear keeps people stuck, right?
Yeah,
Stuck in a job they hate too, afraid to take a risk and pursue their dreams.
exactly.
Mm.
Kiyosaki believed that you have to face those fears head on.
Okay.
He'd say, the only way to get rid of the fear of doing something is to go out and do it.
Wow.
It's about stepping outside your comfort zone, challenging those limiting beliefs,
Right.
and being willing to embrace the unknown.
Easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
So how did he suggest people overcome those fears? Did he have any specific strategies?
He believed that knowledge is the antidote to fear.
Okay.
The more you understand about money and how it works,
Right. The more confident you'll become in your ability to make those smart financial decisions. He would say, financial education is the key that unlocks the door to financial freedom.
so it's not just about reading one book, it's about becoming a student of finance,
Yes.
always seeking to learn and grow.
Absolutely.
And that's where those 4 areas of financial intelligence come in.
Exactly.
Counting, investing, understanding markets, and law.
He saw these as the 4 pillars of financial intelligence,
Ooh, okay.
each one building upon the other.
Okay.
It's like building a house. You need a strong foundation in accounting to understand your financial position.
Okay.
Then you can start building the walls with investing, putting your money to work in assets that generate income.
And understanding markets is like putting on the roof right.
Yes.
Protecting your investments from the elements, knowing when to buy, when to sell, when to hold.
That's a great analogy.
Gee, thanks.
And finally, the law that acts like the plumbing and the electrical systems, ensuring everything operates legally and ethically. Master these 4 areas, and you'll have built yourself a solid financial fortress.
It's amazing how he takes these seemingly complex topics
Right.
and breaks them down into manageable pieces.
He had a knack for simplifying the complex, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
He wanted to empower people to show them that financial freedom is within their reach if they're willing to put in the work and develop that financial intelligence.
So it's not about luck or being born into wealth.
Right.
It's about taking control of your financial destiny.
Precisely. It's about realizing that you have more power than you think,
Yeah.
and that financial education is the key to unlocking that power.
This deep dive has been incredible. I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on wealth building.
Me too.
And it all starts with developing that financial intelligence. So after this deep dive, what stands out to you? What one idea are you going to explore further? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Keep that financial curiosity going.